What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Mortalis Brewing Company, and they're out of Avon, New York. And this is their Tears of the Goddess, the Boysenberry and Black Currant variant. So this is what they are calling a sour IPA that is brewed with lactose along with Boysenberry and Black Currant puree, and they are hopping this one with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops. Comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, 34 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just under 2 weeks old. So I've been reviewing a lot of Mortalis on the channel lately because I'm actually getting my hands on them. And a couple weeks ago, well, almost a couple weeks ago, I hung out with two good friends of mine and viewers of the channel, Dan and Jeff, and we went to the Other Half Brewing Company along with the Mortalis Brewing Company. And when we went to Mortalis, they still had cans left of the can release from the prior day, which was this beer. And I was surprised because most of Mortalis's beers, they usually do crawler releases on Thursday and Sunday. They usually sell out and they don't typically have stuff left over. And if they do, it's usually like their IPAs. So this is a sour IPA, but it is a fruited one. And yeah, they still had 4-packs left. And I was like, oh, wow. So I ended up grabbing a 4-pack. Jeff was able to grab one, and so was Dan, which was awesome because we did not expect that. Now, full disclosure, I've had this one before. I actually had it back in the summer on tap, and then I had it when I hung out with Dan and Jeff as well. We got a couple flights and got this as part of my flight, and I love it. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 both times on a tap. So yeah, it's really good. I've reviewed one of their Tears of Goddess on the channel. It was their passion fruit, vanilla, and granola. That was delicious. Most of the series has been quite delicious. So yeah, anyway, let's crack it open, give it a pour into the hashtag, not really proper glassware, but kind of. It is Medusa, which is one beer that's, they have a series of beers, fruited sour, but this is the only Mortalis. I should have just grabbed a regular Mortalis glass at some point. But anyway, let's give this a crack and pour. Yeah, that looks beautiful. So bright and vibrant. Slow down on the pour here so I don't have a 75 finger head. All right, that should be fine. It's 8 ounces or so, maybe a little bit more. I really like Mortalis's whole setup with their labels and the colors and everything. Love the black and gold. So yeah, look, that pours out beautifully. You can tell there's a lot of Boysenberry and Black Currant here, using a ton of puree. It's purple basically, and the head we have about a 2-finger, 1.5 finger of this fluffy, almost soap sudsy looking head that's basically straight on pink. But that looks beautiful. Does that look like a sour IPA brewed with Boysenberry and Black Currants? Yes. Let's get a nose. Yeah, nice. It smells like a sour IPA. Getting this really nice like stone fruit peach apricot thing. Touch of like passion fruit and pineapple from the hops. Then underneath it, a nice tart Boysenberry and Black Currant kind of nose. The vanilla from the lactose, very prevalent. Yeah, it smells awesome. It smells fruity. It smells hoppy. Making my mouth water. It has a nice balance of like tartness, sweetness, and like hoppiness. Like it has it all. You get everything in here. This smells like a sour IPA. It does not smell like a fruited sour, like one of those slushies or one of their beers from like their Hydra or Medusa or Siren series. This smells like an actual sour IPA. And it smells delicious. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. That's fucking phenomenal. It is a great beer, and it drinks like a sour IPA to me. I will say the body at 7%, little thin. This drinks more like a 6% beer. Not watery, but just like it drinks more like lower side of medium body. I like to see this medium body, but I think that enhances the drinkability because it's so crushable when the body's a little bit thinner like that. Mouthfeel, soft, smooth, slightly creamy, decent amount of carbonation. Kind of drinks like I expect out of a 7% sour IPA. And the flavors are so nice in this. Tons of Boysenberry and Black Currant. This one has a firm tartness, almost approaching like a low sourness, especially in the back of the throat. It's very noticeable. Right up front, though, I get hit with like a sweetness, like a vanilla sweetness, there's a malt sweetness. But as soon as it passes through the palate, the hop character kind of comes in for me, especially this being just under 2 weeks old. Passion fruit, pineapple, peach, and apricot. Big stone fruit and tropical fruit vibe. There's a little bit of like a floral, almost herbaceous kind of tone too. But as it continues on through the palate, that's where the blackberries, or the boysenberries and the black currant come to the forefront. and they're not really sweet. They're more of like a firm to higher tartness. And then your finish, well, the finish is for me more like a semi-dry finish with slight residual sweetness and, like I said, a firm tartness. This is quite delicious. This is as good as I remember it. Sitting here and drinking it on a fresh palate, not as part of a flight. I think I like a little bit less than I did when I had it on tap old times, but it's still up there. I can't tell you this is 7%, so it's scary drinkable from that aspect. So I'm going to give Tears of the Goddess the Boysenberry and Black Currant variant. I'm going to give it a low 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.4 out of 5. So I'm going to knock it down slightly. I just think the body for me is not what I remember it being. I remember it being a little bit more viscous and thick on tap. Not like, again, not like one of those crazy fruit smoothies or, slushies, but it just had a little bit more viscosity, like straight up medium body. This one's a little bit lower, so I have to knock it a little bit. But like the flavors itself, yeah. I mean, this drink's more like, if you're going to buy this or you're going to drink this on tap at the brewery, it's a sour IPA. And it drinks like a sour IPA for me. And it's tasty. And that's kind of what I expect from it. So if you're going to buy it just because you think it has like a ton of fruit flavor, this even finishes with like a low to moderate bitterness. Very, I'll say more to the low side. It's not really bitter, but there is a little bit of bitterness on the back end. But it drinks more like a sour IPA than it does like a fruited sour. So I give it props from that standpoint too. So Tears of the Goddess, the Boysenberry Black Currant variant, 4.4 out of 5. It's a delicious beer. Mortalis makes great beer. Between them and Other Half, we are spoiled in the Western New York area. Even though both of the breweries are like an hour and a half to an hour 45 minutes away from my house, like I can do a day trip once a month and pick up some great beers, drink some great beers there, and I just love it. It's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of good breweries now in Buffalo, a lot of other good breweries in Rochester, but having those two, in my opinion, at this point, like world-class breweries, is awesome in the Western New York area. So yeah, I'm pumped up. Anyway, price and availability, $20 a 4-pack. I'd pay that all day, every day for a beer of this quality. And it's the going great for a sour IPA with, lactose. And that's the thing. The vanilla in this one, you get it up front a little bit, but it kind of dies out. A little bit more vanilla would be nice, but again, it's a sour IPA, not really too worried about the vanilla. So yeah, $20 a 4-pack, $5 can. I'd pay that every day for a beer of this quality. And availability, brewery only. If you don't get this at Mortalis, you're probably not going to get it anywhere else, but I have seen some kegs of this show up in the Western New York area, both Rochester and Buffalo. Some craft beer bars, some bottle shops will get their stuff. So keep your eye out. They are doing a lot more canning too. As of this review, they seem to be canning, having a can release every week or two, and they're doing a bunch of different can releases, which is awesome to see. Hopefully they keep that up. The only issue I really have with Mortalis is the ability to grab their beers. Their availability in general has been, and I don't want to say poor because they're a small brewery, but like it's been tough to get their stuff. If you don't go to their crowd releases, you typically wouldn't get it. But now over the last like 2, 3, 4 months, they're doing more can releases. They're releasing more crawlers, and it just seems like it's a little bit easier to get their stuff, which is awesome because they make world-class beer. And this is a prime example of an amazing beer from them. So yeah, anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. And until the next one, cheers.